Thailand is one of Korea's most loved destinations, but due to the over 5-hour-long flight, some may want to stretch out and travel comfy in business class. Business class seats are sold cheaper by Thai Airways than Korean Air or Asiana. But I don't think I'm ever going to take Thai Airways again. Find out why with ddnkoreantraveler. What's up guys, it's ddnkoreantraveler. Thai Airways is Thailand's representative flag carrier. Uniquely, its aircraft and interiors are all violet. It's famous for added services like free massage for business and first passengers. With Bangkok's Suvarnabhumi Airport as its hub, Thai Airways travels to 72 destinations using 42 aircraft. Low-cost carrier Thai Smile is its subsidiary airline, while it also holds close to half of another low-cost airline, Nok Air's shares too. Thai Airways was founded in 1960, and what's strange is that it was formed by combining the domestic carrier Thai Airways and Scandinavian Airlines. Because of this, they still run direct flights between Bangkok and Oslo, Copenhagen, and Stockholm. Together with Scandinavian Airlines, they founded the Star Alliance, the largest alliance of airlines in the world. In the past, Thai Airways operated varied aircraft of Airbus and Boeing. But due to rise in operation costs and then the pandemic, they filed for bankruptcy in May 2020 with the Thai government. The airline is still being operated in its recovery phase. Perhaps this is why many of their aircraft were stopped. As of the present, only Airbus A350, Boeing 777, and Boeing 787 are the ones still in operation. In terms of Korea, Incheon-Bangkok flights are currently in operation twice a day. I also took this flight from Incheon to Bangkok. Check-in for Thai Airways and Asiana Airlines is at Terminal 1 of the Incheon Airport, and check-in for business class passengers can be quickly done at dedicated counter. As there is no Thai Airways lounge at Incheon Airport, I had to use Asiana's business lounge as it belongs to the same Star Alliance family. In comparison to Martina Lounge, the quality of food Asiana Airlines business lounge serves has room for improvement. But the atmosphere was calm and the space large and comfortable. In Suvarnabhumi Airport, the Thai Airways hub, they have their own lounges, the Loyal Silk Lounge and the Loyal First Class Lounge. As these are run by Thai Airways itself, do give it a visit. Keep in mind that at Loyal Orchid, Thai Airways' own spa, they offer free massages to their business and first class passengers. The flight I'll be taking today is Thai Airways TG689. It takes off from Incheon at 11:20 a.m. and reaches Bangkok at 3:10 p.m. Korean Air runs a morning and an evening flight to Bangkok, while Asiana only runs one evening flight. But both Thai Airways flight take off in the morning and reaches before evening, hence running at the most comfortable time for flying, which is a plus point. Thai Airways runs the A350 aircraft for its Incheon to Bangkok route. It is the latest amongst all Airbus mid-sized twin-engine aircraft. Thai Airways introduced 12 A350 aircraft between 2016 and 2018 and is still running them. With uniquely raccoon eye-shaped cockpit windows and Thai Airways' particular violet and purple seal, I couldn't help but feel excited. Everything from the cabin crew uniforms to the cabin was of that color. It's all purple and violet from the floor to the seat. Their signature orchid was painted on the back wall. Every airline and aircraft has different types of business class seats. Thai Airways A350 business class has staggered seating. Like Asiana's Business Smartium, all seats are forward-facing, but staggered seating is basically odd and even seats are placed alternatively. In terms of window seats, there is one by the window and one jutting out toward the aisle. In the wood-finished space next to your seat, the feet of the passenger behind you fit in. Due to this alternative overlapping of seats, even with the space between two seats being just 111 cm, every passenger can spread their legs out fully. For sure, the seats by the window are great for the view, and being cut off from the aisle means they are more private too. In terms of the middle seats, there are two adjacent seats and one a bit apart. Couples may like to use the adjacent seat. You can choose your seat at the time of booking, so do remember to do it in time. My seat was 17A by the window. Its width was about 15.3 cm, and only the headrest was leather. The rest of the seat was covered in the stripped cotton. The seat belt had 3 parts, which was strange. Personally, I felt it to be stronger, so it did put the mind at ease. In front, the footrest was made of 2 parts. When setting up, you can put your feet in the bottom one, and when lying down or laying the chair straight, you can put your feet in the upper compartment and lie down fully. While you can't move your feet as much as in Korean Air's Apex New Suite business seat, the footrests on A350 business seats were on the spacious side. Above the base, there is a 15-inch touchscreen placed. It didn't have a Korean language option, so that was disappointing. There were 2 USB sockets under the screen. Just like Asiana's business smartium seats, the food table is placed next to the screen and can be lowered and set up. The screen, footrest, and table are connected in a curved manner, and the use of 2 types of patterns ensured the design was pleasing and not stiff. The table can be moved back and forth easily, so when I took out something from my bag while eating or went to the bathroom, it didn't have to clear the table to move it, which was nice. You can find the aircraft safety manual under the table. The screen remote and controller for the chair are in front. There is also a small storage area and plug point next to the armrest, and of course the books and all are placed by the headrest. Just as I was done looking around, the flight attendant handed me a cold towel. Usually for sanitary purposes, a hot towel is more common, but it was cold, perhaps because it is summer. Orange juice and water were served as welcome drinks, also Thailand's representative tamarind tea. It was cool with the right amount of sweet, a real thirst quencher. Later, the flight attendant took my order for the in-flight meal. I had to choose between Thai and Western menu options. I obviously went for the Thai. They didn't provide a menu, even though it's a business seat kind of let down. It was my first time seeing a flight attendant reading out each menu item. They were really cutting corners there. Finally, the flight started to move, ready for takeoff. I can see the Air Premier Boeing 787-2, which recently took off for Singapore. The flying safety video was unmistakably Thai. It was a fun mix of puppetry and animation. Meanwhile, the plane took off and reached a stable height, and the much-awaited in-flight meal was served, and the champagne I ordered along with the meal. 1 glass of shuttled Casanov was served at first. Fittingly for Thai Airways, real dried fruit with nuts were served with the champagne, a perfect mix of sweet and salty. I couldn't help wolfing it down. The appetizer consisted of salmon and a caprese-style salad with skewered cherry tomatoes and cheese. It was hardly enough for 1 bite though. Thankfully, the salad that was served after had 3 shrimps which was filling. It was a Thai somtam papaya salad style fruit salad. For those who aren't used to Thai flavors and fragrances, it may be a bit much, but I really like Thai food generally, so I loved it. Bread was given along with the meal. During flights, it is important that the bread is served warm. Usually, taste is more favorably reviewed if it is served warm. Whether Thai Airways just doesn't warm its bread, or it's because my seat is at the back, the bread was cold and felt a bit hard too. Before the main course was served, the flight attendant asked whether I'd like to try grass jelly iced tea, which is trending in Thailand nowadays. Just think of it as a milk tea made with non-sweet jelly. It was tastier than I thought. I even put in the extra jelly they gave me. If you ever take Thai Airways, do ask them if they have the grass jelly iced tea. The third course mains were served, a tom yum goong soup topped with a jumbo shrimp. Because it was a tom yum goong, I was expecting a broth. I assumed it'd be like a soup or stew, but it was just a jumbo shrimp sitting atop tom yum goong flavored sauce. A bit disappointing. Not a tom yum goong with a deep flavor you'd expect from Thai Airways. It was the kind that can be had anywhere. Next, 2 types of cheese were served with fruit. Seeing there was cheese, I ordered a glass of red wine. With coffee and dessert mousse, the in-flight meal comes to an end. At first, I thought the amount for each dish were a bit less, but adding the cheese and dessert, it was a 4-course meal and I was more full than I expected. Now that I'm done with the food, let's have a look at the amenities. When you first sit down, you can find an amenities kit, a headset for the in-flight entertainment, and a cushion. The cushion can also be used later for when you sleep. Texture was nice and fluffy. The headset was an 8kg one. Sleeping socks and toothpastes were kept in a cute Mandarina dog amenities kit. Even some earplugs and a comb. Not having Korean on the language setting was a big flaw. There was no Korean content either. Originally, I heard there are Korean as well as foreign films with dubbing, but I don't know if I just couldn't find it. Business washrooms were no different than regular ones. You can find the French brand Institute Caritas cream and aroma perfume there. Let's lie down comfortably for the rest of the trip. Thai Airways A350 business seats are full flat seats, which fold out to a full 180 degrees. As the legs have to go into a foothold, it is a bit stuffy, but as the hold is not too small, it wasn't uncomfortable as it is wide too. The fact that you can sleep on the flight makes it quite comfortable. The blanket they provide is also perfect for the size. Covering myself with the blanket, it did feel rather nice. When I opened my eyes, we had almost reached Bangkok. I asked them if there was a snack. They had coconut ice cream, so I ordered that. In the past, they used to give it in a glass bowl, but now they just give out the ice cream. But it was quite good when had, with the nuts and jelly they gave with it. After I finished the ice cream, Bangkok was already inside outside. To be honest, there were two disappointing factors about Thai Airways when compared to pre-pandemic times. First, the interior of the flight was quite disorganized. As you can see in the video too, there was a lot of dust visible on the foothold. At first I thought maybe the sun is too bright, then I found the dirty used tissue in the storage space next to the seat. And when I unfolded the table to eat, there were sticky spots on that too. People are more vigilant about sanitation now than before the pandemic. To have a used tissue lying around is really too much. To add to this, even though there is a Thai Airways office in Korea, their services are all remote after the pandemic. So their offices are all shut. They didn't even pick up any of my calls and took all queries through emails. Due to a mistake on their end, they changed my itinerary and any communication with them took so long that it was frustrating. I had heard that after they went bankrupt, people are finding it tough to get refunds. I feel like they are properly cost-cutting by canceling face-to-face services. It was very inconvenient from a passenger's standpoint, so I cannot mention it to you guys. Frankly, I really like flying, especially with foreign airlines, and I even prefer Thai Airways over my own country's airlines. But because of recent experiences, I don't think I will be using Thai Airways anytime soon. Might seem like I'm going back on my words, but I have to say, the flight attendants were always really kind, and the food may not have been best, but was quite good. If you think this video helped your travel plans, like and subscribe, and do put it on your notifications. Next time, I'll be back with Bangkok's most trending 5-star hotel in town. This was ddnkoreantraveler. Thank you.